Sovereign citizens, huh? It's funny how these people only take advice from others of the same mindset, almost as if they're all part of some exclusive club where only their wild ideas can survive. It's like birds flocking together, except in this case, they're flying straight into the blades of their own delusions. It's like they're so convinced that they know better than the system, yet they just keep proving how out of touch they really are. Instead of realizing they're wrong, they double down. It's almost as if they're stuck in a loop of their own making, one where every piece of advice they get only takes them deeper into this fantasy world they've created for themselves. So what happens when the world doesn't play along with their delusions? They crash. And that's the sad truth of these sovereign citizen types.
Rosalind Ray Keenan. The allegation is that on or about May 16th in the village of White Pigeon, she did resist and obstruct a police officer and drive with a suspended driver's license. Resisting and obstructing is a felony now. It's punishable by up to 2 years imprisonment. And driving suspended as a traffic matter, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 2 points on your driving record and requires that your license be suspended. Someone who is identified as Rosalind Keenan is present, and she wanted to explain more about that. We'll give her a chance to do that, but prosecuting attorney David Marvin is here, and he's representing the state. So let me ask you again, are you Rosalind Ray Keenan?
I'm here as sui juris impropria persona, Rosalind Ray family of Keenan, beneficiary. Is this on record?
Yes, everything has to be on the record, so it's all being recorded.
Okay, I'm here on the special appearance, and I'm a free woman on the land.
Now, let's talk about the plea offer here. When I say sweetest deal ever, I'm not exaggerating. This offer is a godsend compared to what this woman is facing. Reduced felony charges, dismissal of a previous misdemeanor, and if she stays out of trouble, it's like this whole mess disappears from her record. It's the type of offer most criminals would practically sell their souls for. But of course, not her. She turns it down, stubborn as ever. I mean, what's wrong with her? She could get a clean slate, but instead she chooses to argue. It's frustrating to watch because, honestly, how many people in her position would turn this down? It's one of those rare moments when the legal system is practically begging you to take a win, but all she wants to do is keep fighting a losing battle. And, well, we all know how that usually ends.
I'm here under fraud, menace, and duress. I'm the private woman, Rosalind Ray All
right.
Keenan. The all capital mentioned name is the only appellation given to me. Anytime an autograph is to be done in a certain manner that I have here, or it's forgery. Could you do this for the judge, please? That's my name. Thank you.
All right, I'll accept this.
Thank you.
All right, so I think we have the right person here. When she signed her bond, she signed it as Rosalind Ray Keenan beneficiary with quick bail bonds. All right, now we've got another issue. This is a felony charge. The first one is. The second one is under the Motor Vehicle Code. And it requires that we have a preliminary examination, or it requires that you're entitled to a preliminary examination. We had a pre-exam conference last week, and you expressed at that time that you did not wish to have an attorney. You're here with you this morning without an attorney, and we'll address that in a moment. You've been talking with Mr. Marvin. You have an absolute right to represent yourself. I normally don't recommend it.
You've got to hand it to this judge for offering such a lenient deal. He practically bends over backward to give her the best shot at avoiding any serious consequences. He's offering to reduce the felony to a misdemeanor, dismiss another charge altogether, and if she keeps her nose clean, this whole thing could be erased. How often do we see that kind of mercy? Not often enough, that's for sure. It's almost too good to be true, and it's clear the judge is giving her every possible opportunity to walk away without any lasting damage. But instead of appreciating it, she insists on rejecting it. That kind of stubbornness is just mind-blowing, isn't it? This woman could have her future cleared up in an instant, and she's squandering it all over pride. It's maddening to watch from the outside.
Mr. Marvin, is there a plea offer here?
There is, and I'll tell you about that. But I wanted to mention that this is, I believe, the third time we've sat down, and so this is dragged out a bit, but only because she's not represented, and in these 3 separate meetings and adjournments, the court has allowed those, and I appreciate it. I have spent a lot of time with her and her son, who's here. He's always been here, and they're very honest and they're good intended.
Thank you.
And I think that we've come to a resolution that I believe is fair. I've offered, I'm going to state it for the record, and only time will tell if she's going to accept it, in hopefully 2 seconds. But what I would do is offer an attempt resisting and obstructing and dismiss count 2. And I would ask that the court set this for sentencing at a later date, and I'd ask for 6 months. And if by that time there's no other incidents with law enforcement or any other reason to continue, I would dismiss this, or at any time before that if I felt that it was necessary. And again, after working with her, I don't think this is the kind of thing that should be, I would hate to see this upstairs as her first felony. I think that she's interested in a way of life that she's honestly trying to understand, but I think that partly to assist her, I've kind of hatched this plan, and I've offered that. I have the feeling she's going to take it today, but if not, I've got my officer and we're ready for a prelim.
But here's the thing. This plea deal isn't just generous, it's practically unheard of. The judge is offering her a chance to make this whole nightmare disappear with a little time and good behavior. If she doesn't mess up, everything gets wiped off her record. It's a chance most people in her situation would beg for. Seriously, who wouldn't want to trade a felony for a misdemeanor, right? But here she is, turning it down like it's just another Tuesday. It's like she's daring the system to throw the book at her. And the more she refuses, the more she digs herself into a hole. That's the kind of person she is. Someone who's so set in their ways they'd rather risk it all than take a simple, reasonable deal. It's infuriating for anyone watching, especially when you realize how rare this kind of offer actually is.
He's offering to reduce the driving suspended charge. And he is offering to dismiss the felony charge and reduce it to a charge called attempted resisting obstructing a police officer. That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Do you understand that charge?
No, I don't understand the nature and the cause of the
All right,
charges.
Mr. Marvin, let's just do a prelim. I'm not gonna tap dance with her. You may be more sympathetic about this flat earth nonsense than I am. But if I'm gonna have to argue about everything from who she is to what the charge is, it'd be easier to just put on the prelim. From the affidavit of probable cause, her conduct was outrageous with a capital O. And so I'll give you one more opportunity, Ms. Keenan. Mr. Marvin is agreeing to dismiss the driving suspended charge. The record shows your license is suspended from Indiana and you don't have a valid Michigan license. That's a benefit. It won't affect your driving privileges.
Excuse me? What'd you say about the,
It's a benefit. And
no, before that about the license?
he's dismissing it. And it won't affect your driving privileges here or Michigan or Indiana if he dismisses that. So he's offering to dismiss it. And that's a benefit. He is offering to reduce the felony charge to a misdemeanor. And that's attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer. If you wish to do that, we can pursue it now. If you don't, we can take testimony. The officer's been waiting here for 3 hours. What would you like to do?
Are you asking me to take a plea?
I'm asking you if you're willing to accept the prosecutor's plea offer.
I don't understand that.
Mr. Marvin, let's
Explain
just
it.
put
I'm
on
not
a
playing
prelim.
games. I'm serious.
You are
about
playing
asking you.
games, and first of all, you
I'm trying
don't.
to advance to
All right,
what I'm
stop.
here
You don't
for.
interrupt the judge, whether you're a flat earther or
I'm
not.
not flat.
Oh, but it gets better, if you can even call it that. The judge has had enough of her nonsense and is ready to move forward. He's tired of dancing around her delusions and is just about ready to let things play out the hard way. He's not going to sugarcoat it. He's making it clear that the system isn't here to play her games. And you can't blame him, really. She's throwing out all sorts of crazy ideas and questioning everything, all while ignoring the basic facts of the case. It's as if she's never stepped into a courtroom before and doesn't understand what's at stake. The judge is trying to be patient, but how much longer can he really entertain these ridiculous questions? At some point, enough is enough. And it's clear the judge is done tolerating the nonsense. Sometimes you have to let people fail in order for them to realize just how far off track they've gone.
Stuff you're saying, I've got very little patience for it. You don't have an attorney, which concerns me, because these charges could result in your incarceration. I will appoint an attorney for you. All you got to do is tell me. But you also have the absolute right to represent yourself. So do you wish to represent yourself, or would you like me to get an attorney to assist you with
It's
this?
my right to appear for myself.
It is.
I don't think it would be a violation of your oath of office
To do what?
to if you did your duty under the Constitution, because I'm seeking legal intent, not advice.
Well, do
And
you
I-
want me to appoint an attorney for you? Would you like to represent yourself?
So may I ask what jurisdiction is this, civil or criminal?
This is a criminal case, which points out the fact that you could use a lawyer if you can't tell the difference between a civil and a criminal case.
It's honestly mind-boggling that she doesn't get it. The prosecutor is trying to lay out the facts, but she's just not hearing it. She's asking questions that show she has no idea what's going on, and it's costing everyone time. This is a criminal case, and yet she's still trying to argue about things that don't even apply here. You can't blame the prosecutor for getting frustrated. She's playing games with a system that's not here for her amusement. And then there's her insistence on representing herself, even though she clearly has no clue what she's doing. It's like watching a child trying to play a game they've never learned the rules to. Sure, they have the right to play, but at some point you have to ask, what's the point if they're just making a mess of things? She's asking questions that only make the situation worse, and the longer she talks, the deeper the hole she digs for herself.
Jail, in this case, for up to 2 years. In a civil case, there's no possibility of jail. It's usually over money damages or other types of non-jail relief, like other types of non-jail relief. So yes, this is a criminal case.
Well, thank you. So you said the record is on.
Yes.
Could the record of the court show that this is a criminal action? And my next question is, I know that the Constitution grants the court 2 types of criminal jurisdictions. One is criminal jurisdiction under common law, and the other is criminal jurisdiction under admiralty or military tribunal venue under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the Constitution. Under which of these 2 jurisdictions is the court intending to try me?
This is statutory jurisdiction of the law of the state of Michigan. It's not any of those things. including the wacky admiralty clause people try to invoke. This is criminal jurisdiction authorized by the state legislature here in the state of Michigan.
Thank you. Well, please let the record of the court show that the court intends to conduct a criminal action against me under a statutory jurisdiction. But that makes me wonder, I have never heard of criminal action under statutory jurisdiction, and there is no such jurisdiction established in the Constitution. And I will be able to proceed if you can show me where I can find the published rules of civil procedures under a statutory jurisdiction and where this nature, cause, and jurisdiction exists. It is crucial that I have the published rules of procedure so that I can conduct a fair defense and fair trial. Otherwise, this needs to be dismissed, and I would like it in writing.
The judge's patience is wearing thin, and you can see it in his eyes. He's done with the games and the constant interruptions. It's almost like this is all just a big joke to her, but it's not funny anymore. The prosecutor is bending over backward trying to give her a chance, but all she wants to do is argue about nonsense. The charges are clear, the offer is clear, and yet she continues to make it harder for everyone involved. What's the end game here? Does she really think that by playing the system she's going to win? The more she refuses to accept reality, the worse it's going to get for her. She could have had it easy, but instead, she's making it so much harder on herself. All this time, all this effort for what? To keep her pride intact? Is it really worth it when she's facing jail time?
Thank you. It's not
Thank
civil
you.
procedure, it's criminal procedure. And the defendant doesn't come up and show, court, tell me why I get to do this. You've been charged under the criminal statutes of the state of Michigan, and I've just advised you of that on the record. I'm just trying to establish at this point whether you want to represent yourself or not. As I mentioned, the conduct in here in the affidavit or the bond information report is outrageous with a capital O. And you could very well go to jail for a substantial period of time. Mr. Marvin was trying to extend to you an opportunity to avoid that option, but you're wasting all of our time with this stuff that doesn't have any legal merit. I'm offering to give you an attorney who can actually argue any legal merit or advise you or assist you in this regard. But we've had some White Pigeon police officers here on overtime for several hours. They're still waiting for you to decide what you wish to do. I haven't even gone over the first. Well, first of all, we had to establish who you were. That took much more time than it deserved. Secondly, I'm trying to determine whether you wish to have an attorney or not. Again, you do have the right to represent yourself. You wish to, but you've exhibited to me that you don't understand the law, and you're at risk of being incarcerated for this conduct. So to further comment on Mr. Marvin's offer, if you pled to the charge of attempted resisting and obstructing a police officer, he offered to defer the sentence for 6 months, and if there were no further problems, to dismiss it, which is very generous based on the police report bond information that I came with the file. So what would you like to do here today? Do you wish to represent yourself?
Thank you. I do. I know I can peer for myself. I'm competent and I am confident. Okay,
All right.
so
The next question is, are you
Please.
willing to accept Mr. Marvin's plea offer to plead to the misdemeanor charge?
I wasn't completed with what I wanted to say to you, please.
Okay.
May I? Thank you. So I wanted to say that I don't believe it's a violation of your oath of office if you did your duty under the Constitution, because I'm seeking legal intent. Okay, so I have the right to appear for myself. In order to intelligently defend myself, I have to know the jurisdiction this court is operating under, because the rules of civil procedure under common law jurisdiction are very different from the rules of civil procedure
All right,
under
stop.
admiralty or military
Stop.
tribunal venue.
Stop. We went through this before.
I
This
know,
is not civil
it's the
procedure.
Sixth Amendment grants me the right to know the jurisdiction being
And
applied,
I told you what it was.
and it gives you the duty.
All right, stop.
You have to admire the judge's ability to stay calm despite all this nonsense. He's offering a solution, one that gives her every chance to avoid jail, but she's not interested. It's not about the law for her anymore. It's all about stubbornness and pride. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You can see exactly where it's going, but there's nothing you can do to stop it. She's not even considering the consequences of her actions. All she's doing is refusing the help that's being offered to her. It's frustrating because anyone who's paying attention can see how badly she's screwing things up for herself. If only she'd take the deal and stop fighting, she could get out of this with a clean slate. But no, she's too caught up in her own delusions to see the opportunity right in front of her.
Interrupt me one more time. I'm gonna find you in contempt and you're gonna go to jail. And we're-
Objection, please.
All right, please.
Please.
We're gonna
sir,
talk
may
about
I-
this
the
tomorrow
contempt.
at 3:00. I find that you're in contempt.
I
You're
do
going
not
to
wish to
jail
be
right
held in
now
contempt,
and we
sir.
will, well, you have been.
I'm simply
matter
trying
is
to
adjourned until
exercise
tomorrow
my
at
Sixth
3
Amendment
o'clock.
rights, please.
So you can think about
And
it
we can go
overnight in
forward with
jail.
this right now, please.
No, you're going to
I do
jail
not
for
wish to be in
24 hours.
contempt.
I know you don't wish to go to jail, but you certainly
I
have
will
earned it.
continue with this if you'll please let me finish.
We'll talk about it tomorrow at 3:00. And you will be more respectful to the court.
I
You
can
will speak-
provide the
You will not interrupt the
citations.
court. Your citations are meaningless.
I'm sorry I
So you
interrupted
can
you. If
go
you wanna
with the
continue-
officer. I don't want to argue about it. Take
I'm
her
not
out of here. We
arguing.
will address this tomorrow at 3:00.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, and I don't think this was a fair trial,
We haven't had a trial yet.
a fair preliminary.
We didn't even get there yet.
I'll be more than happy to. She's going into custody for contempt.
Let's go this way.
It's almost like the judge is done with all the theatrics. He's already given her multiple chances to fix things, but she's still not getting it. It's clear the judge is at the end of his rope. He's done playing nice, and now he's ready to enforce some serious consequences if she doesn't knock it off. The judge makes it clear, stop interrupting, stop with the crazy questions, or it's jail time. Simple as that. But will she listen? Of course not. She's too wrapped up in her beliefs to care about the reality of the situation. It's almost like she's willing to go to jail just to prove a point. And the judge? Well, he's had enough. It's clear who's in charge here, and it's not her. She can either play by the rules or face the consequences. It's that simple.
Can I say something?
Yes?
I don't think that she was trying to be in contempt of court. She was trying to exercise a right. And I think it was just a misunderstanding of how for her to be able to pronounce that. But,
Well, I told her to stop and she didn't stop and she doesn't know what she's doing. She needs a lawyer and she's gonna contempt herself into 90 days if she doesn't be careful. So we'll address this tomorrow at 3:00. And to whatever extent you're advising her on this stuff, you're not doing her any favors. Mr. Marvin gave her the sweetest deal where she could not have a charge on her record. And all she wants to do is argue about admiralty law.
What a way for this whole saga to end. Instead of walking away with a clean slate, she's going to be spending time in jail, all because she couldn't stop playing games with the system. The prosecutor gave her an offer she should have jumped at, but instead she chose to fight it every step of the way. It's one of those situations where you can't help but feel frustrated watching someone make it so much harder on themselves. All she had to do was accept the deal, but now she's going to pay the price for her stubbornness. The lesson here? Sometimes you need to know when to quit and when to accept help, or else you're going to end up in a much worse situation than you ever imagined. Now she'll get to sit in a cell and think about it.